I read a lot of articles recently about the Gothic industrial culture and thought I'd say something about it, but even better would be to hear it from the crowd themselves. So I went to the local Goth night to ask some questions.
Hello, my name is Ed.
Hi, Ed.
And I'm a Gothaholic.
All right, let's dig this. When did you start associating with goth culture?
I was approached in undergraduate.
I was a junior in college, maybe about 20.
I actually started the whole goth culture thing kind of as a joke.
I started associating with the goth culture about 6-7 years ago.
When I was about 8.
April 10th, 1998.
It's been 20 years.
Will I ever outgrow it?
Dear God, I hope not.
And that's funny because I'm old.
I think I'll ever outgrow it? Probably not, because I'm too dark for my own good.
I will probably be goth until the day I die.
Okay. You okay? I have too much fun.
I think it's kind of like become a part of me, and I feel like other people need to accept that part of me, and if they can't, then they're just not right for me at all.
Sincerely doubt I'll ever outgrow it. It's like if I ever decide to change, from being a human into something else, I would never outgrow it.
Goth boys, girls always.
Goth boys always show up late.
Goth boys always do this too much. It's the best I can do, the little side sway thing.
Don't get mad at me for saying this, but most goth boys are the biggest pussies I've ever met.
Always have some sort of gossip to talk about.
Goth boys always stomp, goth girls always swoop.
Spend way too much time on their makeup.
I like that.
More friendly than general population.
Goth boys are fascinating. Goth girls always...
They're kind of the biggest you've ever met.
Goth girls are fascinating and hot.
Goth boys always have emotional hang-ups. Goth girls love to stomp on goth boys. Goth girls always show up late. With a lot of eyeliner?
The overflowing corset, and I do apologize for that. Putting 3 pounds of breasts and 2 pounds of corset, it's not going to play well.
Gives me the boner the size of Texas. And that's magical because I have girl parts. Especially the ones that are always like half naked and wiggling about. Yeah, it's pretty all right.
This is such a catch-all community that I don't have an always for everyone now.
All right, so every genre has subgenres. How many can I name in 30 seconds?
I am going to bomb this question. Victorian goth, gothic aristocrat.
None. No, I don't break them up.
Indie goth.
Cold wave, dark wave, dubstep, EBM, techno, house.
Industrial, cyber, rivet head, raver, punk. Unfortunately, emo is technically part of it, I guess.
Grindcore, gorecore, corecore.
Punk goth, techno goth, industrial goth. There's dark wave.
Gothlings. We've got plenty of those. Perky goth, mopey goth, elder goth, kinder goth, rave goth, and punk, which is like the original goth.
Hypercore, sub-thump core, goth industro core.
Glitter goth, gamer goth, neo-Victorian, shiny goth, goth Lolita, synth pop, which is my personal fave, Depeche Mode.
And of course, perky goth, oh gods help us all.
Power noise, synth pop, rhythmic noise, hold on.
You're being a bad DJ.
So, I just put the CDs in. I don't look at what's on them.
Keep going.
Also, thunder core is my new one.
Which one am I?
I feel like at this point I am old enough to sort of be an elder goth, but I'm probably really perky goth.
I consider myself preppy goth, meaning I'm not quite cool enough to be goth, but I keep trying.
For 20 years now.
For 20 years now, yeah.
The old definition of glitter goth and neo-Victorian.
I'm just gonna have to say experimental, because I don't know what Aphex Twin and Bjork are.
I think I'm more of an EDM kind of person, and synth pop, obviously.
I am the kind of goth that real goths hate, because I'm totally in it for the fashion.
I'm the one who listens to the music you can either cry to or dance to. Those are the only options. That's all I care about, dancing and crying.
No. Sure no.
Sure no.
Sure no.
I am whichever one I feel like at the time.
Like rainbow goth.
I'm a pixie goth. I'm a huge metalhead.
I don't really think I have a subgenre. For the love of God, if you play dubstep near me, I will hit you. Shut it.
Which one am I? Whatever I'm in the mood for, except dubstep. Because f that noise. If I went full off, you'd be using the bleep button like you were playing Diablo with it.
What do I think about the goth culture stands out among others?
Being way nicer than they look, being way less scary than they look.
The individuality. We don't want to be the same people. The world would suck if we were the same people.
Honestly, the amount of individual prep time per attendee, the amount of attention one puts into their costume, I can only imagine what the steampunk people go through.
Even geek and nerd culture, man, if you have not read every single issue of that comic, you are out. Goth, if you're wearing anything and you show up and you start dancing and start having fun, you're pretty much accepted.
How bizarrely outgoing people are in their clothing and their manners and their behaviors, yet even with their own kind, still painfully shy. Bizarrely shy in all ways.
It's, like I said, it's mainly the aesthetic. We all work. Like, it all works together.
Yes.
As with goth, it's more about feeling free in who you are.
It's just everybody's accepting and there's just so much variety in all of it.
It's kind of a weird, creepy family. Like, a really weird, creepy family where you can touch each other inappropriately and it's okay. And then you can go dance, and that's okay too.
It's a lifestyle, and that's...
I think it's a huge common misconception that anybody involved in the goth industrial culture is this like depressed, sour Sally bullshit.
And we all sit here and do this.
Life sucks. I want to cry with the expression.
The rich theatricality of it all, the escapism. You can be whatever costume you want to put on. And, as always, effort is appreciated.
It's because goth people tend to actually dress nice. They give a crap about what they're wearing. They're not wearing like just a random t-shirt and stuff. You see a goth person, they're all shiny and pretty and stylish, and I'm just like, yeah. Oh yes, come right over here.
As long as you're okay with what we do, we're okay with what you do, and that's the biggest thing with the scene that I appreciate.
After 20 years, I'm still trying to figure out what the Gothic philosophy is.
Think that it's awesome, and they're glad that I'm happy.
They're happy I make money doing something with it right now.
My parents think that I'm weird.
My parents think I'm not normal.
My mom is supportive, and her attitude is, you're an adult, I don't give a My grandma, she's kind of like, I think it's satanic.
My father thinks I was either a mistake or possibly someone else's kid. I don't even know if they look for me on the internet. It's probably best if they don't.
My parents give zero
The biggest thing that my parents think is just, what the f***?
And then my parents think it's a little weird, but we're all weird, so I mean, I'm just a different kind of weird.
My parents think a lot of things. They just know that I mix music, have friends that are weird, and that I am myself weird. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
She was actually very accepting because she was very happy I found just a group of people that enjoyed me and loved me for who I am, and that was the biggest thing she was concerned about.
My parents told me that I would never find a good boy in the goth scene because only losers hang out at the goth scene and they're all worthless. Are you kidding? My future husband is always there for me while I'm in graduate school.
They can't complain because they were total hippie stoners in the 60s.
Price has mohawked her hair again. Oh, now she's putting on black lipstick. All right, this is that as long as she's, graduating as a doctor, we're proud of her.
And I have to run downstairs like hell.
Thank you. I'm Ed. Good night.
The end!
Excellent.
What's your favorite color?
Probably 42.
Rainbow.
No.
Kitten.